Hi chameleons, I hope you're all doing well and you're keeping nice and safe. Now we are going to continue with the Danger Gang today, and the other day we were reading about the swimming lesson that was a little bit different today, so we stopped just before we found out why it was different, and I'm really excited to know what happened. But the swimming lesson this morning was a little bit different. We all lined up as usual, ready to jump in and get our freezing cold lengths over and done with. Poor old Eric tiptoed along the wall with a nervous wobbly legs. Then Mr. Kovos took a deep breath. Today we will be having a race, he boomed. Oh no, I grumbled. And there will be a prize for the winner, he added. Yes, I yelled. The person who comes first will receive this shiny gold medal, he said, holding up the shiniest gold medal any of us had ever seen. Ronnie Nutbolt laughed. I don't care about a stupid medal, he scoffed. I've got loads of them at home already. Medals for swimming, medals for karate, medals for danger skateboarding. The thing is, we all knew Ronnie wanted that medal more than any of us. Well, except for me. I've never had a medal in my whole life. I know, how crazy is that? I wanted that medal so badly, and I was going to swim until my arms and legs fell off and sank to the bottom of the pool with a thunk. And even then I'd swim until I finished the race and won that medal. I could already picture my life with it hanging around my neck, and I was 100% better with my life with it. On your marks, get set, go. Mr. Kovos shouted suddenly, and we all leapt into the pool, swimming and splashing faster and harder than ever before. I came up to snatch a breath and caught sight of Mr. Kovos giving Eric his usual encouragement into the pool. And here's where things get freaky. The exact same moment that Eric touched the water, the whole pool seemed to flash a freaky green colour. In fact, it was the exact same green as the lightning I saw on the storm last month. After the green flash, a ripple shot out across the water as though it had been zapped with some sort of energy. It only lasted a split second. I looked around. Jamelia and Molly and Ronnie and all the others were front crawling as fast as their arms and legs would carry them. Everyone was so busy trying to win the race that no one seemed to notice it, except me. Weird, right? Well, that's nothing compared to what happened next. By now, everyone was far end of the pool, about to twist around and swim the final lengths. This is when we'd usually see poor old Eric Flipperson flapping around on the opposite end, and we'd charge back towards him. But not today. Eric was nowhere to be seen. I felt a cold shiver run down my back. If Eric was nowhere to be seen, that meant he must be under the water. Mr. Kovos, is Eric okay? I shouted, but my voice didn't carry over the noise of everyone splashing through the water. Mr. Kovos stood at the side, hands on his hips, peering into the pool with a worried look on his face at the spot where Eric had plopped in. His expression turned to shock, then fear. He opened his mouth and screamed, "Shark!" Everybody stopped swimming. Then everybody saw it. A long grey shark fin rose out of the water and was heading straight for us. "A shark ate Eric!" yelled Charlie. There was total panic. Splashing, sploshing, splishing, maybe even a little bit of splushing. We all made a dash to get out of the pool before we joined Eric in the shark's belly, but everyone smacked and bashed into one another in the rush to climb out, and we all fell back into the water. "I'll create a distraction," Mr. Kovos yelled, and he ran to the side of the pool and leapt in. I thought this was pretty cool because if I was him I would have left us all to be gobbled up, but there was no use anyway. Mr. Kovos' heroic failed when the shark used its powerful fin to create a huge wave that washed our swimming teacher straight back out of the water. This is it, I thought, as the shark-shaped shadow approached rapidly under the water. I'm going to be swallowed by a shark in the school swimming pool on a cold Tuesday morning, and it's supposed to be pizza for lunch in the school canteen today. I could picture the headline now. "Genius boy swallowed by shark moments before gold medal win." But that's not what happened. I guess you worked that out though, because I'm writing to you from inside the shark. Obviously not. Instead of snapping me right up, the shark shot straight through my legs, totally ignoring the nice tasty children flapping about just centimetres from its razor-sharp teeth. Its smooth grey head grazed my bare toes as it reached the end of the pool, and the shark simply flipped around and swam back. It was almost like it was trying to win the race, I stammered. Now's your chance. Everyone out, screamed Mr. Kavos, and we all clambered out of the water. I managed to heave myself out first, and as I stood up, I caught a glimpse of another green flash spreading like lightning across the surface of the water. It was followed by a grey shark-shaped blur leaping out of the water and flying through the air. But as the shark landed on the poolside, I saw that it was no longer a shark at all. It was a small, shivering boy with curly blonde hair and freckles, and a really grey, really tight, really stretchy swimming trunks. "Eric Flipperson!" I yelled. "Eric's alive!" Molly shouted, and everyone ran over and crowded around him. "Eric, how did you escape? What was it like to be swallowed by a shark?" cried a kid called Jimmy. Eric blinked up at us slowly and shook his head. "A shark?" he asked. "What are you talking about?" We all looked at one another. There was a shark in the pool," I told him. "Eric, you must have seen it. It swam right past my feet. It ate you up." "It did not," Eric protested. "I didn't see a shark." And when we turned back to the pool, well, the shark had completely vanished. It was as though it never existed in the first place. Mr. Kavos cleared his throat. "Class, I think we may have been seeing things. Perhaps we had better not mention this to the head teacher." "What about the medal?" demanded Ronnie, and everyone looking at the shiny gold medal was still swinging from Mr. Kavos's hand. "Well," he frowned, "there was only one person who completed the race, so I think the medal belongs to you, Eric," he said. Even though I didn't really want to even though I really did want to win myself, I was pretty happy for Eric. We all were. Everyone clapped and slapped him on the back and shouted, "Go, Eric!" Eric couldn't believe it. He was gawping like a fish, and I don't blame him either. Eric Flipperson, the kid who was scared of water, won the swimming race. Crazy, right? Well, don't get too comfy. This story isn't quite over yet. "Everyone back in the changing rooms and got dressed," ordered Mr. Kavos, and we all turned to leave, including Eric. Then we saw something weird and strange. So freaky. It made Charlie gasp and Molly shiver, and all the hairs stood up on the back of my hand. Right in the middle of Eric's back was a long, silver shark fin. Danny, do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? Eric Flipperson wasn't eaten by the shark. Eric Flipperson was the shark. Freaky. I don't know how or why it happened, but something weird made him transform the moment his skin touched the water. Eric plus water equals shark. As soon as we got into the changing room, I grabbed Eric's shoulder. "Eric," I hissed. "Look." He glanced into the chipped mirror and his eyes nearly popped out of his head, just like Mr. Kavos. We all gathered around and talked in whispers. "What's going on?" asked Amelia. "I don't know, but that was the freakiest thing I've ever seen," whispered Charlie. "Eric, you turned into a shark. It's like magic." Eric kept staring at the fin, touching it with the tip of his fingers, his face pale beneath his freckles. "I turned into a shark," was all he could say. As we watched, his face broke into a huge smile. "And I won the race," he said. Loads of us decided to meet after school to try and work out how this happened, so we're all coming over to my treehouse. It's not quite finished. There's no cinema room or planetarium just yet. So I have to go now, but I'll write soon, okay? I'm really happy that Eric finally got over his fear of swimming. Now everyone else will just have to get over his fear of swimming with him. Frankie. P.S. Do you ever get the feeling you're being watched? I do. I keep getting this weird shiver like there's someone watching me, someone in the shadows. Do you get that? Let me know. Bye. Okay, so that was a really freaky event that happened in the swimming pool. And I wonder why there was flashes of lightning green when he entered into the pool, and miraculously nobody remembers the lightning storm. We will be reading the next chapter, which is May, in a few days. Have a lovely day, guys. I'll see you soon. Stay safe.